Distinguished delegates, as we prepare for the next agenda, we kindly request all guests to kindly clear the area in front of the stage to allow our team to make necessary arrangement. We truly appreciate your kind cooperation in ensuring that the upcoming segment proceeds smoothly and in an orderly manner. Thank you for your understanding and assistance. So once again, as we prepare for the next agenda, we kindly request all guests to kindly make way to the left and right sides. Thank you for your kind cooperation. We need you to please make way to kindly provide more space and room. With that, ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as we will shortly begin the handover ceremony of the ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting ADMM Chairmanship. The ceremony will commence momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, and now to begin the ceremony, please welcome the flag bearers to enter the hall. And now it is with great honor to invite His Excellency, the Minister of Defense, Malaysia, and His Excellency, the Secretary of National Defense of the Republic of the Philippines, to kindly proceed to the stage. Please welcome. Distinguished guests, let us now take a moment to look back at the achievements and highlights throughout Malaysia's chairmanship. May I direct your attention to the screen for the ASEAN MINDEF 2025 recap montage. Let's watch.
The ADMM was established following the adoption of the ASEAN Security Community Plan of Action at the 10th ASEAN Summit in 2004. Its inaugural meeting, held in Kuala Lumpur in 2006, strengthened regional defense cooperation and advanced ASEAN's vision of peace and stability. As the region's highest defense consultative and cooperative mechanism, ADMM fosters trust, transparency, and collaboration among member states. In 2010, the ADMM Plus was launched to expand engagement with 8 of ASEAN's dialogue partners, namely Australia, China, India, Japan, New Zealand, the Republic of Korea, Russia, and the United States, creating a broader platform for practical cooperation through initiatives such as the ADMM Plus Experts Working Groups. In 2025, 34 meetings and programs were held under Malaysia's chairmanship of the ADMM and ADMM Plus, strengthening regional defense cooperation among ASEAN member states and Plus countries. These efforts improved defense interoperability, readiness, and confidence building against challenges such as cybersecurity, maritime security, emerging technologies, and humanitarian response. This year also marks a milestone as Timor-Leste joined as ASEAN's 11th member, reflecting ASEAN's unity, inclusivity, and forward-looking approach in shaping a resilient regional security architecture. The 19th ADMM and the 12th ADMM Plus achieved 20 key outcomes, demonstrating ASEAN's commitment to defense collaboration across 3 broad areas: strengthening cooperation, enhancing operational readiness, and addressing emerging and complex threats. The ADMM and ADMM Plus 2025 also delivered 4 ministerial statements, namely the Kuala Lumpur Joint Declaration on ASEAN Unity for Security and Prosperity, the joint statement commemorating the 15th anniversary of the founding of the ADMM Plus, the joint statement on the implementation of the ASEAN Political Security Community Strategic Plan under the ASEAN Community Vision 2045, and the joint statement of cooperation in the field of artificial intelligence. By 2045, ASEAN envisions itself as a resilient, innovative, and people-centered community, united in its pursuit of a peaceful, secure, prosperous, and sustainable future. Through the ADMM and ADMM Plus, the region continues to deepen dialogue, strengthen trust, and advance practical cooperation, laying the foundation for enduring peace and stability across Southeast Asia. Guided by a shared vision and collective resolve, ASEAN stands as a beacon of unity and collaboration in an increasingly complex world.
May the spirit of unity and cooperation that define Malaysia's chairmanship continue to guide ASEAN in the years ahead. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We now invite His Excellency, the Minister of Defence Malaysia, to deliver his speech. Please welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day. Excellencies, ASEAN Ministers of Defence, Excellencies, ADMM Plus leaders, Excellency Gilbert Teodoro Jr., Secretary of National Defence of the Philippines, ASEAN Secretary General, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here today, a ceremony that marks the closing of the 19th ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting and the 12th ADMM Plus 2025, as well as the chairmanship handover ceremony. I could not be prouder of what we have achieved together. This year's meetings have not only been productive, but they have surpassed our expectation. Since Malaysia assumed the chairmanship, we have signed and adopted 25 significant initiatives, the largest number in the history of ADMM and ADMM Plus. But beyond the formalities of meetings, I hope all of you have also experienced the warmth, the energy, and the hospitality of Malaysia. Because for us, this chairmanship year is not only about policies and outcomes, but also about friendship, shared understanding, and a celebration of our ASEAN family. On behalf of the Government of Malaysia and the Ministry of Defence, I extend our deepest gratitude to all ASEAN member states, ASEAN partners, and the ASEAN Secretariat for your steadfast support, your trust, and your confidence in us. The success of this year's ADMM and ADMM Plus is not Malaysia's alone. It is our success, ASEAN's success. It stands as proof that when we come together in unity and purpose, we can achieve great things. As I prepare to hand over the chairmanship to my good friend, allow me to share one final reflection. Every chair before us, Laos, Indonesia, and those before that, has laid strong foundation for us to build upon. And Malaysia has continued this important journey by adding our own building blocks to a structure that belongs to all of us. But we must admit, we cannot do miracles. 1 year is not enough to accomplish everything. What matters is continuity, to carry on the unfinished and unending mission of building a sustainable legacy for the ASEAN community. The ADMM and ADMM Plus are enduring symbols of our collective commitment to ASEAN first, to unity, centrality, and solidarity. As we move forward, we must uphold this spirit by thinking ASEAN, acting ASEAN, and behaving ASEAN. I know I have repeated this many times, but it is very crucial that we ingrain this spirit within us all the time and always. And so, as we pass the torch to our dear friend, the Philippines, Malaysia gives its full and unwavering support. We have every confidence that the Philippines will continue to lead with the same spirit of dedication, integrity, and unity. Let us support the Philippines ADMM Chairmanship as one ASEAN united in purpose and in vision. Congratulations to all for making this a remarkable and meaningful chapter in the history of ADMM and ADMM Plus. I look forward to seeing you all again in the Philippines next year. And to Gilberto, is now all yours. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your inspirational speech. We may now invite you to the center stage, joining His Excellency, the Secretary of National Defense of the Republic of the Philippines, as we commence the symbolic handover of the ADMM Chairmanship. And now, let's welcome Tammy, the robot, as it moves to the center stage, symbolizing innovation, technology, and the spirit of progress in ASEAN's defense cooperation. All right, Tammy, over to you.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tammy. Please place your hand palm on my screen to initiate the launch.
We are now witnessing the emergence of the ASEAN Trophy, symbolizing collective defense unity and shared leadership of ADMM. May I now invite His Excellency, the Minister of Defense of Malaysia, to please do the honor of officially handing over the trophy to His Excellency, the Secretary of National Defense of the Republic of the Philippines. Thank you, Excellencies. And now, to mark the symbolic handover of responsibilities from one chair to the next, we invite your attention for a special presentation that signifies this transition. Joining us for this moment is Asuk, the AI-powered robotic dog developed by Aero Techno Power, or ATP, in collaboration with US-based Ghost Robotics. And one fun fact, in Sarawak, one of Malaysian states of Borneo Island, the word Asu literally means dog. So the name couldn't be more perfect. Let us now witness this meaningful moment together. Congratulations to the Republic of the Philippines as the incoming chair of the ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting, ADMM. And now it is with great pleasure to invite His Excellency, the Secretary of National Defense of the Republic of the Philippines, to deliver his speech. Please welcome.
His Excellency Dato Sri Mohamed Khaled Nordin, fellow ADMM and ADMM Plus leaders, the Secretary General of ASEAN, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First and foremost, I extend our warmest and sincerest congratulations to the Ministry of Defense of Malaysia for successfully chairing the 19th ADMM and the 12th ADMM Plus. Sirs, you have done a sterling job, and you have tough shoes to fill. Please join me in giving our Malaysian colleagues a well-deserved round of applause. I would also like to acknowledge His Excellency Dato Sri Khaled for his leadership, sincere friendship, warm hospitality, and I am witness to the tireless efforts that he exerted throughout the year. One big hand for Dato Khaled, please. Truly, you and your team have left big shoes to fill, and our meetings have given us plenty of food for thought. So, on behalf of my delegation, terima kasih. With the theme ASEAN Unity for Security and Prosperity, I believe all of us here gained valuable insights from our ADMM and ADMM Plus engagements this year. For the Philippine delegation, these have also informed us of our preparations. And we have learned valuable lessons as the next chair of ASEAN. As His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. stated at the closing ceremony and handing over of the ASEAN Chairship earlier this week, and I quote, "Our goal is not to diverge from past chairships, but to build upon the collective work of our predecessors," unquote. In that spirit, I am honored and humbled to accept the chairship of the ADMM and the ADMM Plus from our esteemed host, Malaysia. The Philippines ASEAN Chairship will be guided by the theme, Navigating Our Future Together. Accordingly, the Philippine delegation commits to working with our fellow member states and dialogue partners towards our shared aspirations for a peaceful, stable, and prosperous Southeast Asia and the broader Indo-Pacific region. In light of recent events, I would also like to reiterate our appreciation for the leadership of Malaysia and the support of our partners in brokering the ceasefire between Thailand and Cambodia. For our part, we reaffirm our continued participation in the ASEAN-led observer team, and we will remain steadfast in our commitment to peaceful resolution of the conflict with due regard for the sensitivities of all concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, our leadership in the ADMM and ADMM Plus comes amid heightened uncertainties about the future of our region and our world. To stay rooted in an increasingly unstable security environment, our internal cohesion and stability are all the more important. With this in mind, I would like to conclude by referencing the insightful remarks of His Excellency Dato' Khalid in the ADMM yesterday. He said, and I quote, "When one of us is challenged, all of us are being tested too. Solidarity must never be selective. We must extend our solidarity in every situation, especially when regional peace is at stake. For only by standing together can ASEAN remain united, strong, and resilient despite our limitations." With the Philippines at the helm of the ADMM and ADMM Plus, we will therefore not only sustain the significant progress we have made in our areas of practical cooperation, we will also strive to strengthen our solidarity and promote collective action to defend the principles we stand for. In that spirit, I look forward to welcoming all of you to the Philippines in 2026. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And now to mark the beginning of the Philippines Chairmanship, please join us in viewing the incoming chair montage. Please welcome.
The ASEAN Defence Ministers meeting continues to strengthen cooperation among nations to ensure regional peace and stability. Through dialogue and trust, our defense partnerships turn shared commitments into concrete action. ASEAN stands united, addressing extremism, transnational crimes, climate change, and other challenges that threaten our security and prosperity. In 2026, The Philippines takes the lead as we work together to advance peace and prosperity across the region and beyond. Forged in unity, moving forward together.
We look forward to the Philippines' leadership and continued strengthening of ASEAN Defence Cooperation. Maraming salamat. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the handover ceremony of the ADMM Chairmanship. We extend our deepest appreciation to both ministers for their presence and participation in today's significant event. Please remain seated as the flag bearers will escort both ministers as they leave the stage and depart from the hall. Thank you so much, and with that, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, you are cordially invited to proceed to the ADMM Plus ministerial luncheon will be held at the banquet hall, level 3. Thank you once again, and please make your way there for your convenience. Terima kasih, selamat menjamu selera.
Okay, sorry. Video